Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the GAIA Daily for December 14th through 18th, 2020. Well, we're just coming off of this total solar eclipse, very close to the Galactic Center, and now the moon is moving right over, at the time of this video, probably the Galactic Center. And eclipses are timeline alignments and new direction coming into the road forward. And in this case, it's a galactic plan, galactic destiny. There's a lot of energy here right now for humanity, the earth, to come out of quarantine in our narrow perception of who we thought we were. And for the SuperNova Soul, it's about you coming into your star power that you didn't even maybe know you had, but you knew something wasn't quite right. And it turns out that this is the key to our whole spiritual evolution moving forward. And here you've been thinking, like, just trying to get through this earth experience, nothing making sense, nothing working out, obstacles at every turn to your spiritual process. And it turns out that actually means that you're crucial to the process. You're crucial to the process, and yet you don't get to know exactly what that means or really anything about what that means. It's a very, very strange time because this eclipse this morning started a process of a portal. And then it's kind of like holding the edges, the eclipse, and then the solstice. They're a week apart. So this week is game changer. And for the SuperNova Soul, it's about you landing home and remembering who you really are in your bigger self. And as much as we're waiting for these changes, we're waiting for the astrology, we're waiting for consciousness, we're waiting for humanity to wake up, we're waiting for the guidance, we're waiting for this, we're waiting for that. And it's like, the SuperNova Soul, it's time to stop waiting. I mean, green light, go is the message. You can now step over into these new earth energies, which is in fact your job, your destiny. And the path is being laid out before you, even though you can only see one step at a time, I guess. It's very, very strange being asked to open up to the bigger part of who you are, to surrender to your higher self, your highest guidance, your galactic divine timeline, and yet be so in the dark about what that actually means. It's interesting, but this is the magic of this time. This is a visioning time. We got this week is so profound because on tomorrow, Venus starts to move into Sagittarius. Right now, Venus is coming into this sextile at 29 degrees with Jupiter and Saturn. This epic greater conjunction. It's like a 200-year cycle. And so the sextiles are about creative solutions and opportunities. Venus at the end degrees of Scorpio, it's a cleanup job. It's about clearing, and it's so profound to have a total solar eclipse, which is about hiding and reveal and something that wants to be revealed. And then Venus in Scorpio is also about revealing the shadows and what's underneath the shadows. And it kind of fits the feminine in all of us, especially light workers, SuperNova Souls, that deep programming of low self-worth that you somehow have to make up for something. It goes right along with the religious structures and programming that are breaking down around our punishing God. And there's something you have to do to earn back your spiritual light. Are you good enough? Do you deserve it? There's something wrong with you. This lowly human. And this lowly human is like got some massive star power, it turns out. So it's quite the turnaround. That's a good energy turnaround for this time. So with Venus moving into Sagittarius, that means for this next week, we're going to have Mercury and the Sun and Venus all in Sagittarius. The moon will be moving over into Capricorn tomorrow. And so then the sun and Mercury together move over into Capricorn. So this weekend. So we've got this week of the Sagittarius energy, and then Neptune coming into exact square with the nodes. It's a time to dream and vision. And that's how we get out of the nightmare, is to allow ourselves. And it's hard right now. It's like there's two different divergent realities, psychological realities, and it takes time. It takes some serious concentration to give yourself permission and focus to stay in the psychological vibration you want to be in. But this is exactly everything that's coming up right now. With this Capricorn, N degrees Capricorn, it's those authority contracts, that false God energy, that punishing energy. And before you know it, you're going through your day, and then you're back in that lower matrix, hopeless. It's never going to work out. What's the point? Get me off this planet, right? And there's like, oh, wait a minute. We're having a spiritual awakening, Oh yeah, that's what's going on, And we are on the cusp of a massive energetic shift. The thing is like there's a bunch of gloom and doom out there, but the astrology does not support that going forward. And it's almost like SuperNova Souls, by being on that train of your own autonomous, you're in charge of your psychology and your thoughts and your vibration. Really, really important this week, so that you can catch that other train, the one that's like actually going somewhere, out of this madhouse and into the higher frequency vibration. And everything is supporting this if we can give ourselves permission. So a big week and it's hard because, of course, there's this whole holiday madness that's so weird right now, because it's like, wait a minute, we've been locked down and now we're supposed to scramble around and play those games. It just doesn't feel quite right. Something just doesn't feel quite right. And you know what? This is how you felt this whole evolution on Earth as an advanced soul. Something just is not right. And that's part that's not right is not that you're wrong, but you're missing a big piece of who you are. And there's an elaborate, deliberate program to make sure you don't remember. So there's a lot to work through, except for this time we're in. It's like the veil is it's like wiping the slate clean is the energy of this solstice. And maybe we're being asked, SuperNova Souls, to go ahead and be present and available for what that means in our spiritual purpose, truth, like vision, be present, set your course on the highest high, and be open and ready for massive shifts. We don't know what's going to happen, but why not be ready? Why not set yourself in this, like, now is my breakthrough. Now is when the energies that have been the compartmentalized matrix 3D is just kind of dismantling to the point where your star self, your higher, bigger, true, more evolved self can come in and land. It can't fit into those compartmentalizations. It can't fit into your ego identity constructs. This is why we've been so challenged this year with being, trying to figure out where we're going, what we're doing, and who we are. Because it's like we've had to explore all these other compartments. And it's like, wait a minute, none of these compartments is going to fit me. None of it fits. Have you felt that? Just like waking up to the fact that your life does not at all fit who you really are. And not that you know who you are, but there's some walls that need to break down for you to be in wholeness. If you want to stay compartmentalized in pieces, that's fine, right? If you want to be in wholeness, some walls need to break down. And whoa, that's the energy we're in, because Mars is coming today. We're starting to feel Mars in square to Pluto. Now, that exact square will happen from the 21st to the 23rd, so at the solstice and for the next couple of days after. Mars direct, started this retrograde journey back in July. Now direct, third and final square to Pluto. Massive. Pluto wants to break down what's no longer serving. Pluto's like, yeah, go ahead with that clean slate. And all that you're clinging to in your identity constructs, get real. We're being asked to get real. And the real world that we've been forced to squeeze ourselves into is absolutely fake. And now maybe that's this year, it's like, whoa, everything's fake. It's like a whole bunch of narcissist fake people. It's a whole bunch of fake stories and news. All these lies that we've been told upon lies about who we are and our true history. And I guess that's the deal with you, SuperNova Souls. It's so intense for you because you hold the key. Inside of you, you have a soul memory of this bigger existence, of this bigger truth. And what if all of these mechanisms that have been just the clamp down is really about making sure, keeping you distracted? And that's a huge energy right now. There's this competing timeline, and this is the apex of the competing timeline energies, which isn't really a competition because the divine timeline is like slamming into our reality with this Galactic Center eclipse and the greater conjunction and the solstice energies. So, but still, there's an attempt to distract us. Something is going on. There's like energies that want to bring an energy of a distraction to keep us from the mystical spiritual revelation of these times. This embodiment of Christ consciousness. And for the SuperNova soul, if you're here to lead the way in this spiritual ascension, it's about you landing home. This is what's different. So we talk about the definition of a SuperNova soul, which is an umbrella term for all advanced souls that have had prior experiences before coming to Earth, meaning you've gone through spiritual ascension before, but you don't remember. And it was a more unconscious thing a lot of times. Now we're doing it consciously, but still you have this memory. And so by this definition, you have had lifetimes on this Earth and this evolution where you were more embodied in your star power. And everything is about keeping the whole agenda back to Atlantean time. Elaborate mechanisms and agendas and stories, all designed to keep you from distracted, to keep you from remembering who you are. And this is the crux of it, right? So do not give one moment over to that bullshit right now. Own your power. Own your vibration. Own this. The best energy right now that's supporting your highest timeline and your landing home is anticipation. Like a child waiting for Christmas morning, And that Christmas for you is you uncovering the spiritual gifts that have made your life. So this is part of the deal is that I keep getting this message, like you're fully prepared for this, even though you don't know what's going on. And then today it was kind of like the preparation, just to kind of back it up with evidence. The message is like the preparation is the messed up things you've gone through, right? How long have you spent in this life trying to figure out why is it so easy for these people to just live their life? And for me, it's like, and it's like, okay, there you go. You have been fully prepared and you did not do all of this preparation to stay in the lower timeline of control, domination, being a prisoner. You've done that already. You've played out all those stories. And I guess that's part of it, like as an advanced soul and as a big gift that you brought yourself here to this earth. And thank you so much for going through all you've gone through. But it's like, the whole big story is that you have the codes and you remember on some level and that fully prepared thing. And that you had to understand, if you were going to, this compassion that you brought here, this love, this what you want to bring to humanity and the earth, like it required you to go to some dark places to really understand If you go to somebody for help and support, and when you're going through something, if they haven't experienced what you've experienced, they're never going to be able, on some level, they're never going to be able to really support you. And it's like there's a judgment there. But if they've gone, it's like, I know I've been through it, right? I totally get you, and I'm here for you. I'm here. I get this. And you've done this. You've gone to the depths. You've gone to the darkest times. You've gotten yourself all kinds of trouble, you know? And it's not to stay in that pattern, though. It's to be a living, breathing example of a different way. And that's this huge energy of these next 3 years. So I have working on a video about this greater conjunction, and very powerful energies. But something that has played out through time is that a lot of times this greater conjunction happens, and then a couple years later is when you will kind of feel the effect or some. So we'll be exploring that dynamic. And in 3 years is when Pluto moves over into Aquarius. So it's like we have a 3-year bridge here with these two timelines existing, or multiple, who knows what. And so souls can kind of make that leap. But you're done over there. You cannot, your psyche, your psychology, your physical body, your spirit cannot live there anymore. You got to stop it. It's like there is a purpose to that, going into those places. But now it's time to have some set of self-sacrifice, self-compassion. And because you're such an advanced soul, you cannot stay. It'll break you. It's like you cannot stay in that lower matrix for what's trying to play out. Can't do it. It's just not serving you. It's not serving God. It's not serving your greater purpose anymore to be there. You're not doing right by your gifts. And this is what we're doing right now, is we're saying, okay, timelines will be timelines. Sheeple will be sheeple. I got to get out of the game, and this is what this time is for you, SuperNova Souls. And it's like, I feel like these supernovas are really feeling it right now, being like, whoa, something major is going on. And everybody's just still living their life as if it's normal. And it's almost like that's a reflection back to you. Like you've had to be the abnormal one, for so long. And now you're mainstream. You're going, I don't know. It's just really, really intense. And so I just want to talk through some of the things this week that are happening, that it's like we're having these incremental changes leading up to that solstice, and this crucial time for visioning. While we have these planets in Sagittarius and we got that square to Neptune, it's about just this time of taking quiet time, going on that vision quest, being in your meditative space and letting yourself dream and vision quest and imagine and set your vibration at what it's going to feel like for you to come out of that matrix compartmentalization, quarantine. Everything is just, something to work against, to this feeling of being held and supported in these new energies. And of course, what you need is there. Of course, your people are going to come. Of course, it's time to get on these projects. It's the only way forward, right? But very different from the world we've been like oppressively been pushed deeper and deeper into this year. That's a flick of the switch and a stepping over. So I guess this is the message of like, you don't know what's going on, but you got to be ready. Okay, so tomorrow, Venus moving into Sag, and this energy of Venus sextile Saturn and Jupiter. Just like the greater conjunction is a reset of our cultural program, and it's a galactic cultural program. And it's about cleaning and healing the feminine, coming back into balance, empowerment of the masculine with this Mars direct for the third and final square Pluto, clearing the slate of all that is not serving the higher purpose in your life. And it's that deliberate commitment, the saying yes to that bigger galactic spiritual purpose. energetically, and maybe you affirm that and confirm that by the visioning and the vibrational, letting yourself dream. Let yourself dream. We have not had any support for dreaming this year. Like, I mean, it's just all been about confusion and delusion and traps and tricks and traps, you know? And now it's like rest, receive, float, journey, come, tap into Mother Earth. She's got your updates of the energetic updates, the Schumann resonance but has been off the charts. The solar flares are going crazy, and it's like tap into Mother Earth. We're with her on the journey. She's our guide. We're going through ascension with her, and go and journey and envision and let yourself dream this new world, this new life. What does your life look and feel like coming out of the quarantine, compartmentalization, trap, delusional, psychological war, and into this floating and being held and supported in these higher vibrational frequencies? And so Wednesday, or we start feeling this Mars square Pluto this week. Then on Thursday, Saturn goes into Aquarius. On Friday and Saturday, Mercury and the Sun go over the Galactic Center. And then Sunday, the Sun, or Saturday, Jupiter moves into Aquarius, and Sunday, the Mercury moves into Capricorn, and then Monday, the Sun moves into Capricorn for that solstice. So big shifts and changes. And isn't it interesting that Jupiter and Saturn are moving over together into Aquarius, and the Sun and Mercury? So Jupiter and Saturn are the big story of this is our world, our paradigm, the matrix energies of this is our cultural truth that's playing out, generational changes, and the age energies of the ages and stuff, and bigger swaths of time. Mercury and the Sun is like, they're our daily planets. They move very fast. And so it's really interesting that Mercury and the Sun moving to Capricorn, and Jupiter and Saturn moving to Aquarius together. And that means that, Mercury and the Sun will go over the Galactic Center together before they make that move to Capricorn. And it's interesting because with the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn for this next month, into January 20th, which is when the Sun moves into Aquarius, inauguration in the US. So it's almost like we're going to have this sorting out of the Capricorn energies of this whole year. It's like, because we're going to have a month of Capricorn right after this mystical spiritual revelation energy. So it's like an assimilation time. It feels like this next month from the solstice to when the Sun moves into Aquarius in January, which will be where we really move into these energies. It's like an assimilation time, and we'll be doing a lot of this back and forth thing. But for you, it's really about stepping over and establishing and not going back. Wow. It's like we're in a bad relationship with the lower matrix, and we've been going, it's abusive and it sucks and it hurts so much and it doesn't fit who we are and it's not supportive on any level, but we keep going back, because it's all we know, and it's like time to leave for good, from that abusive relationship with the lower matrix. But there's definitely, with this ego energy of Mars square Pluto, like, what's going to catch you, and that's what keeps people in abusive relationships. It's like, well, if that's my only choice, if that's the only way I get to have love, so yeah, it hurts, but it's toxic and it's completely damaging to my entire psyche, but it's something better than nothing, right? And that's been the thing that keeps pulling us in. It's like, well, we've got your, we over here, it's this, all the technology and the new little games and the new little this and that. It's like, come on, back into this matrix, And it's like, yeah, no, that's not serving me. And I'm ready to honor my spiritual purpose again, finally, and own, even though I can't remember, but I can sense and feel that there's something big that's been missing. So this is such the epic time that we're in. And so Thursday, Saturn moving into Aquarius, Saturday, Jupiter moving into Aquarius, and the solstice on Monday as Mercury and the sun move over together into Capricorn. And so epic times. And it's all in this umbrella energy of this galactic center activation of this total solar eclipse. And it just feels like our personal timeline, our Earth timeline, our starseed supernova timeline, our true galactic history, are the bigger solar system, galaxy, multi-universes, all coming into alignment. And maybe that's kind of where it's like, the energy is perfectly ripe to release the AI lower matrix energies from this planet. There's an interesting message about that. Like the Mercury Sun conjunction is like a brilliant mind. You have Mercury Sun in your chart. It's like, it's a brilliant mind and communication and a master communicator. And so we've got that energy. Because AI is not smart, actually. Our smartphones, our smart house, it's not actually smart. It can never match the human intellect. It's conniving, it's trickery, it's stealing, it's fake, it's, absconding, soul sucking, but it's not smart. And so the human intellect will outwin every time. And we have some brilliant minds working on brilliant plans right now that we don't know about. But we can lend our support with this conceptual awareness that, the organic intellectual mind of the human is way outperforms AI every single time, So we win again. It's like we're winning. And it's time to step into that energy. So just incredibly powerful week ahead. And so just stay in this energy of the vision quest of finally honoring, even though nothing around you has been able to validate this bigger spiritual self, something's missing, something's more real, something is off. And that thing that's off, it's interesting because that's how you feel in those. Keep coming back to this relationship picture, but it's like when you're in a relationship and you're being manipulated, you're confused all the time. And it's almost like this is exactly how SuperNova Souls have felt on Earth. Like, wait a minute, this doesn't line up. And when I try to go this way, it goes that way. And nothing is supporting my spiritual quest and destiny. And that's a huge energy of the Sagittarius South Node activation. The Sun and Mercury on the Sagittarius South Node, in between this total solar eclipse and the solstice. And it's like, yeah, you don't fit here. You never have. And you didn't come for that. You didn't come to fit in. You came in here to shine. And it's time to come into your star power. And it's asking us, for that, clean the slate, put away all of those stories, get rid of all the crap in your life you're not using, get rid of all of the energies that are draining you. Put yourself in that throne and make sure that everything that comes before you is worthy of your attention. Like it's time for the kings to be crowned again and the queens to be crowned again, the true leadership to come back into power. This astrology is about cosmic justice. And the righteous rise again. And that's you. And it's time to get on your throne and finally honor who you are. And it's hard because it's like this whole thing of like, okay, honor who I am. Okay, be with my bigger self. Okay, be ready. And it's like the more you're in that energy, the more you just feel completely unknown, untethered, floating around alone out there. And it's like, no. That's all part of that program too. We're here together doing this. We're connected. And we're connected to the earth. She's going through ascension. We're going through ascension with her. We planned this long ago to be a part of this experience with her. And so it's like surrender to the highest high, to your highest self, in taking back your autonomy. Except it's hard to take back your power when you feel like you don't know anything about what's going on or even who you are. It's like, oh yeah, step into my royal authority of being an autonomous spiritual being. And it's like, I've got power, like I'm just trying to make it through a day on earth, very, very strange times, but it's all evidentiary to a massive shift. So here we are, and we're together, and you made it, and we made it. And so stay connected in your consciousness. Hopefully you can make it to that Solstice Soul Group session. And we can celebrate. It's the Solstice Soul Group session is shifting and changing now. It's like turning into a celebration. We got a lot of intellectual work done, reset karmic work done in the Total Solar Eclipse. And it's looking like the connection to the solstice is like a celebration, really coming together and coming into a vibrational frequency, connecting together for this shift and receiving back our star power together. So that's a key energy. Let yourself dream and vision, take back your autonomy, your power, where you're putting your attention and your energy, clean the slate, be ready, and stay connected to your soul group. So maybe every time you find something that's like, she was talking about this, clean the slate. This is one of those things I don't need this in my life anymore. I know this isn't serving me. Why do I hold on to it? Just, it's like that clothes in the back of your drawer that you never wear. It doesn't fit you anymore. It's not who you are. So you had some sort of attachment to it, but you're not wearing it. Get rid of it, And, but anyway, you'll have those times, and it's like, can remind you of what we're doing here and bring you back into connection in the moment and to your soul group. And this, the key to that unknown feeling and feeling like you're lost, you're doing something big, but you don't get to know anything about what that is or who you are. And the key, the medicine for that is connecting to the earth, because we're sending with her, tapping into Mother Gaia, get your activations, get your updates, get your news from Gaia, and then your soul group. So you don't know what's going on. You don't know who you are, but you're being asked to step into something bigger. And so is your soul group. So tap into that energy and dream and vision what it's going to be like. Let yourself feel into it. And maybe when you feel into these dreams, there's definitely that part that goes, that's not possible. And that's part of what we're clearing up in our self-worth, So you can kind of notice that and be like, today it's possible. I'm just going to be there. I'm going to dream and vision. I'm going to feel viscerally what it's going to be like to be surrounded by people who are on my level, who have also cleaned their slate, who have also gone to the depths, who have also been beaten down in this evolution, fully prepared for what's right now. Your preparation was that. So pull yourself up out of the gutter and let's get on with it. So potent and powerful times. Thanks so much for being here with me, being on the earth, making it through in this epic moment together. Don't miss a moment. Tap in with the earth. When you feel alone, you feel disconnected and everything out there is invalidating, connect to your soul group, connect to the earth, and reaffirm vision, change your vibration, be on your throne in your autonomy, making very sure that you're paying attention. This is the beautiful, we've been in, I feel bad for like Capricorn energy in a way, because it's been so hard and it's so dense and it's so rules and regulations, but there's also a beautiful part of the Capricorn. The higher octave of Capricorn is taking back your power and hard work paying off and the just rewards. So let's grab a hold of that energy and the blessings. And can you be that cup of God to receive these blessings right now? That clean slate, All right. Well, let me know in the chat how you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and have a wonderful week. Powerful solstice. I hope to see you on that solstice celebration soul group session. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.